Hi, this is LeJune with LeJune Singleton LLC, Fitness, Health, Nutrition, and Wellness Podcast. Today's topic is mindset with coaches. I would like to introduce my three wonderful guests for today. Omni, can you start and give an introduction of who you are and how you got started in coaching?
Okay. Hi, everyone. Thank you, Legend, for receiving me. So my name is Almi. I'm a certified mindset coach. I help specifically working moms find balance between work and family. My concept is like we deserve to have it all, and it's how through mindset we can reach for every woman that goal. I am a wife. I'm a mother. Also, I have three children. So I do know the challenge it is for as a working moms how to handle have to have quality times with your kids, but in the same time to thrive into your business and your career. And through my life experience, I have learned a lot of tools to help balance those both lives. And my goals and my purpose is to help others working moms to thrive too.
Okay, thank you. And next, I would like to introduce Andrea. Andrea, can you give a background on who you are and how you got started as a coach?
Yes. Um, I am Andrea Cook. I go by the Vision Igniter. I'm a life and beauty igniter coach, and I help to reignite women's self worth and confidence in their mind, body, soul, and their spirit. And I honestly, I got started in coaching. I've really been coaching like almost all my life because I've always had like cousins and things like that throughout the years. Like even when I was like 12 and 13, that would just like call me out of the blue and say, "Hey, cuz, like what's your perspective on this?" And I'm going through this and I'm going through that, and I will offer my insight and wisdom even at an early age. And so down through the years and things of that nature, I've always kind of been that go-to person to help other people just overcome different things in their life. And so as life coaching kind of became a little bit more popular, so to speak, over the last 5 or 6 years, um, is when I realized that coaching was actually an industry. So it really caught my attention and helped to solidify a lot of the things that I was feeling within as it relates to serving other people. And I also served as in ministry for over 15 years. And so I've
Oh,
helped a lot of men and women in the Men and Women's Outreach Ministry and served as a national chaplain. And so even out of that, that can kind of continued on my and pulled on my gifts, so to speak, to help to empower others to be the best version of themselves.
okay. And Chantel, can you give a background on yourself and how you got started as a coach?
Sure. Hi, ladies. Thank you so much, Lejeune, for having me on this platform. My
Thank
name
you
is
for coming.
Chantal. My name is Chantal. I am a mindset transition coach. I'm also a registered nurse. I help mission-driven women um, discover and confidently step into their purpose so that they can create radical change and live a widely successful mission-driven life. Um, So before I became a mindset coach, I'm a nurse, I'm a registered nurse, and I've been a nurse for quite some time now. I would say a little bit over 10 years now. And my first job actually was a correctional nurse. I worked in the prison setting.
Oh, wow.
Um, yeah, so before that, when I was growing up as a little girl, I knew I wanted to be a nurse. Because one time my dad got sick and I was like 11 years old. And it was a pleasure for me to take care of him. I realized how happy I was, taking care of him, doing the little things that, nurses do. So from that point, I knew I wanted to be a nurse, but I didn't know there was something bigger. There was something hidden behind that. So when I moved to the United States, I'm originally from Cameroon. Um, when I moved to the United States, I pursued, my dream of becoming a nurse. And so when I became a nurse, my very first job, like I said earlier, I worked in a prison setting. So I was the correctional nurse. So working with, women, I work with women and men, but spending a lot of times with women, um,
Mm-hmm.
I realized that I wasn't just providing nursing. I realized there was always something extra pulling me, trying to figure out, try to understand why the things, why those women kept on coming back to the prison setting. And I always found myself, you know, trying to help, trying to figure out, trying to, you know, help them discover who they really are. Try to point certain things because these women were really great. They did a lot of artwork, makeup, hair. You could see a lot of potentials in these women. And so I was so drawn into that, besides being a nurse. And so it took a little while, for us to establish some kind of rapport, for them to really, you know, feel like they could open up. And so that's how I started understanding. I didn't know anything about coaching. I didn't know what I was. I just thought there was just something, there was just something in me that needed me to do that. Um, so I continued to do that for over 6 years. And I succeeded with some, but I would say like 2% because the mindset was just something really, really big for them that, needed extra time, which I was just there for a certain number of hours. Um, and then, so when I left, I continued with my nursing education. I've worked in hospitals, nursing homes, different facilities. And throughout my career, I've always like continuously doing what I've been doing. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Talking to patients, helping them out, always bringing out a positive side, always helping them out to see who they really are. And so a year ago, I would say about a year and a half ago, I started my own, I started a blog, which was for me to, you know, to reach out to a broader population with the messages that I had, to motivate, to inspire. So I did that for a little like 1 year. Then, I just noticed that there's just some more I needed to do. So that's when, the whole coaching thing um came in, and I started, doing what I've been doing now, and using my own experiences, using what I've lived, the kind of experiences I've had, how I overcame them, the time that it took me and the things that happened. So I've been using that to be able to reach out to these women because, I know that there's so much more that they have, that they are, that sometimes we just forget. And sometimes we just get overwhelmed and just focus on the things that we shouldn't be focusing. And so, yes, so my mission is to help these women overcome those roadblocks, overcome those limiting beliefs that they have, and to let them understand that they can become who they really want to, they can become who they truly are, who they were born to be, um, and to be able to live that life that they've always desired. And so that's me.
Okay. And Andrea, can you talk about your motivation when it comes to coaching?
I would say that my motivation is all centered around just seeing women identify their greatness and to know that they're worthy and to see them make what I like to call big milestones that in some people's eyes from the outside looking in will be like, oh, that's nothing, So for me, what I would consider a big milestone would be, if there was a woman who at one point in her life, she's gone through a lot of emotional trauma and different traumas, period, in her life. And then to see her actually go from, not really taking care of herself, it's something as simple as painting her nails or, getting her hair done, or now paying
Right.
attention to the fact that, you know what, maybe I should start to, put myself together, and when I step out the house, think about how I look and, all those things. And then, at one point not doing it. And then after having a session with me, and we sit down and we talk and work through some things that they may be struggling with, and then see him go from not doing that to actually doing that, so to me, those are huge things that I love to celebrate, especially with my clients and things of that nature, because to me they're huge, because in my eyes, I see it as progress. And when you've gone in a place where you've kind of been dormant, or there's been things you haven't been doing in a very long time, and then you finally kind of get that level of confidence to know that I'm worthy enough to have some self-love and self-care, and then actually move in it, to me,
Right.
that's all the motivation in the world, to see women come from a lower place and step into their royalty and their power.
Omni, what is your motivation behind coaching?
I will say like it's like a kind of Andrea, and I'll develop more on this self-love part, because a lot of us, we have this, like, we went through this, like, I'm not feeling good enough or not feeling worthy, and that's why I chose my one of my tagline slogan is like, you deserve to have it all, because you do deserve to have it all. Sometimes you might think you cannot get it, or you might think, oh, I can have half of what of my dream is, but I want my clients to feel that they can really dream big and try to and reach that dream. And especially why I chose the moms and working moms is because I know the struggle it is behind it, and I know how in the top list of priority we have our kids goes first, and then we have to work, and then we have to be a wife, and then we have to clean the house and take care of the household. But at the end, if we have time, if we have energy, we take care of ourselves. So my main thing is to say that we should be the number one priority on top of the list, because if we're not feeling good, if we're not taking care of our well-being, our physical, our health, our mindset, etc., we can't take care of anyone. So that when I'm seeing my clients going from overwhelmed, stressed out, and getting like not spending quality time with their kids, and seeing the kids growing and they're not enjoying the time, and they're like having guilt when they're spending time with their kids because they're not at work, or guilt when they're at work and they're not spending the time with the kid. And I just want to get rid of it, because they can't survive for a long time. They have to start living and stop surviving. This mode, like this norm that was quite okay before COVID-19, I feel like now we kind of allowing parents and mothers and father to be okay, to be on both sides, and to be happy knowing that they can have it all. So that's my goal.
Okay. And Chantel, what is your motivation when it comes to coaching?
I will agree with Andrea and Ami 100%. For me, I always start with me, because I believe everything that comes out of me, everything that comes out from me, come from within me. So I am that number one motivator. I motivate myself first, so the things that I do could reflect outwardly, could create that picture of, what do I put it? That create that kind of mindset for people to see that they could also do it. And so the things that I do through my own motivation helps other women, because I have a lot of, women who are in the process of, building their own businesses and all that. And then they will send me stuff like, like a milestone. They're not like my clients, but these are women that for some reason will look up to me for, some kind of a word of like inspiration or motivation as far as their progress goes. So I think mine comes from me first. before any other person. And that I'm not ignoring the fact that, you know, I see other women making progress from what I do, from what I tell them. But I think strongly that it's from the fact that I'm coming from that place of very strong motivation, like personally. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's helping them to get motivated. So my actions and whatever I do, whatever I say, is getting them motivated to continue to do what they've been doing.